Do you know what a Phicen doll is? It's this. It's a metal, really articulated skeleton um, with a realistic silicone skin, and you pose it in all kinds of different things. So somebody gave me this one, and so if you're watching right now, thanks. Um, and I'm going to be making some accessories for it. First one is going to be a helmet, the iron helmet from Skyrim. Let's get started. First, I'm going to wrap the head with a piece of an old t-shirt. I'm going to be building the helmet with a 3D print pen, which is going to use really hot plastic, and I don't want the plastic to burn her face, so I'm going to protect it with this cloth. Let's trim the extra. I'm just kind of gluing it together to make a rough sort of hood. Alright, that's good. I'm ready to start building it. I'm just gonna draw it out. So yeah, the nose piece, eye sockets, come around the back, and just roughly fill everything in. And repeat the same thing on the other side. It's weird making symmetrical things in the real world sometimes. You know, sometimes I get so used to working in ZBrush or 3D Studio Max where you work on one side and it's automatically mirrored onto the other. I'm just going to trim this seam. Now I'm building the base for the horns and the other horn base. And now I'm just filling in the holes. Alright, ready to take it off, and now I'm going to trim the seam a little bit more and make this whole object a little more solid. Now I'm ripping out the piece of shirt from the inside. And just continuing to fill in the holes here. Ow! Burn myself again. That's very hot. It's over 400 degrees Fahrenheit, which is to say 212 Celsius. Time to make the horns. Now first I'm drilling some holes where the horns are going to come out, and I'm going to build the horns out of aluminum foil. Finally coat them with plastic. Aluminum foil is really useful in something like this because it's very flexible. You shape it however you want, and it's lightweight and it's cheap, so it's just a good way to bulk something out if you want to save on your more expensive materials. I'm just going to drill the other hole here and make the other horn. So I lost a chunk of video of me coating the horns with plastic, so a little bit of a jump here. Alright, let's try this thing on. It's a little tight. I'm just going to take a little off the inside, loosen it up just a little bit. Look at that, I took so much off that I'm scraping holes in it. Just going to smooth the surface out a little bit because it looks really lumpy right now. So the Dremel thing gets so hot, you can tell by how the plastic is actually melting from the friction. See, it's coated in plastic. All right, let's try this on again. Look at the holes. All right, I'm gonna extend the helmet a little bit. So I'm gonna start by covering the lower half of her head with cloth again, and just add that extra plastic. All right, now let's rip that cloth out of there. Well, it looks like the 3D print pen is jammed. So I'm going to let that cool off. And for right now, smooth out the outside surface with the soldering iron. Open up the eye holes and just get this as smooth as I can. Trying to melt the holes in the back closed. Not really working so much though, so going to draw out a little patch on the flat surface here, and then I'm going to glue it on. Alright, that worked out pretty good. Now I'm just going to build the part of the helmet that extends to the base of the horns. Now I'm making that strip that goes along the center of the helmet, covers the nose. Get a little trim. Now to attach it with some hot plastic and melt it in place with the soldering iron. Helmet is still a little tight, so I'm going to take the razor blade and slice down the center, hold it open, and then fill in the gap. And that should hopefully make it fit perfectly. Alright, I got it sliced open and I'm just filling it in. Stretch it out as it cools. Alright, that's repaired now. Let's see how it fits. Oh, that's much better. Alright. See, before it would pull her head off when I took the helmet off. That's how tight it was. Now I've switched the tip on the soldering iron to this point, and I'm cutting lines all around the horns just to give them some detail. Well, it's looking pretty good. Gonna add a little more plastic underneath to even things out. So I apply a little plastic, let it cool, and then pinch it to shape it. Just keep doing that until it looks right. Okay, I think that looks good. I think I'm done with the sculpting. I might clean it up a little bit, but not too much because it's supposed to be a weathered metal, kind of rusty iron helmet. So a little bit of that will be good, but we'll see when I start painting it. And thank you to the person who got me this again. Um, I would not be able to afford one of these on my own, so I really appreciate that. Hopefully, with this, I'll be able to make a lot more of these accessories. As a little thank you, this is yours. Um, after I paint it, of course, but I'm gonna give this to you as a thanks. And to everybody else, thanks for watching.